Hi everybody and welcome to another Meath County Library Service Bedtime Stories series. We're running these through July and August as part of our Summer Stars activities. So if you've missed any so far, you can log on to our website and you can also check them out on our Facebook and our Twitter social media accounts to catch up. We will be doing them also through August, so plenty more time to take a look and to join in. So the story we're going to be doing for this week is about a special baby. Now, how many of you have little baby brothers or sisters? And are they very young? And more importantly, can they speak? So this week's story is all about a little baby called George who speaks. Now, George looks like an ordinary little baby. He's got a round face, a squashy nose, but his sister Laura finds out one day that he can speak. Can that be possible? Let's take a look. So today we're going to read chapter 1 of George Speaks, written by Dick King-Smith, and the publishers are Penguin. Okay, let's go. Chapter 1. Laura's baby brother George was 4 weeks old when it happened. Laura, who was 7, had very much wanted a brother or sister for a long time. It would be so nice to have someone to play with, she thought. But when George was born, she wasn't so sure. Everybody, her mother and father, the grandparents, uncles, aunts, friends, made such a fuss of him. And all of them said how beautiful he was. Laura didn't think he was. How could anyone with a round red face and a squashy nose and tiny eyes all sunken in fat be called beautiful? She looked at him as he lay asleep in his carry cot. "Don't wake up, George, will you?" her mother said. "I'll be in the kitchen if you want me." "I won't wake you," Laura said to the sleeping baby. "And I don't want to sound rude, but I must tell you something. You look just like a little pig." And that was when it happened. The baby opened his eyes and stared straight at her. "Pig yourself," he said. Laura gasped. A shiver ran up her spine and her toes tingled. "What did you say?" she whispered. "I said, pig yourself," said George. "You're not deaf, are you?" "No," said Laura. No, it's just that I didn't expect you to say anything." "Why not?" "Well, babies don't say proper words. They only make noises like goo goo or blah blah or wah." "Is that a fact?" said the baby. "Yes," said Laura. "It is. However can you talk like that when you're only 4 weeks old? It's amazing. I must run and tell Mum." She started to dash out of the room. "Laura!" said the baby sharply. Laura turned back. "Yes, George?" she said. The baby looked at her very severely. His forehead creased into a little frown. "On no account are you to tell our mother," he said, "or anyone else for that matter. This is a secret between you and me. Do you understand?" "Yes, George," said Laura. "I've been waiting for some time now," said George, "to speak to you on your own. This is the first proper chance I've had. What with feeding and bathing and nappy changing and people coming to see me all the time. And talk about making noises. That's all some of them do. They bend over me with silly grins on their faces, and then they come out with a load of rubbish. Who's booful then? Who's a gorgeous, gorgeous, George's porgeous? Diddums wasum, Granny's little treasure. It's an insult to the English language." "But George," said Laura, "how do you know the English language?" "Well, I'm English, aren't I?" "Yes, but how did you learn it?" "Same way as you, I imagine. Listening to grown-ups talking. I wasn't born yesterday, you know." "But you're only 4 weeks old," said Laura. How did you learn so quickly? I'm a quick learner, said George. He waved his little arms and kicked his pudgy legs in the air. Talking's a piece of cake, he said. Trouble is, I haven't learned to control my body very well yet. In fact, I'm afraid we'll have to postpone the rest of this conversation until another time. Why? Asked Laura. I'm wet, said George. Oh, said Laura. Shall I go and tell Mummy you need changing? Use your brains, Laura, said George. You couldn't have known unless I told you, could you? You keep quiet. I'll tell her. But you said it was going to be a secret between the two of us. You've been able to talk, I mean. So it is, said George. I'll tell her in the way she expects. I've got her quite well trained. And he shut his eyes and yelled, "Wah! Wah! Wah!" at the top of his voice. His mother came in. What the matter with Mummy's lubby little lammy? She said. She picked George up and felt him. Oh, he's soaking, she said. No wonder he was crying, poor pettikins. She smiled at Laura as she changed the baby's nappy. It's the only way they can let you know that something's wrong, isn't it? She said. Yes, Mummy, said Laura. She caught George's eye as he lay across his mother's lap. It was no surprise to her that he winked. Okay, so tune in tomorrow for chapters 2 and 3. Okay, good night. We'll see you tomorrow.